Golf is usually a solo endeavor. One player against the course. An individual score measuring success or failure. But for 1 week in Buenos Aires, PGA TOUR Latinoamérica took time out to team up, fueled by passion, with national pride on the line.
Bienvenidos al Perú!
Then it's off to the desert outside Lima, Peru.
Adios!
To drive for show.
It makes golf seem a little bit easier.
And putt for dough. Plus, we visit the country's only public golf course.
Bienvenidos al Perú, este es PGA TOUR Latinoamérica.
Muy bien, te felicito.
Esto es PGA TOUR Latinoamérica. PGA TOUR Latinoamérica took a break from official competition for a fun team event. The Bridgestone America's Golf Cup in Buenos Aires. 36 two-man teams representing 21 countries battled for national glory.
Diego Vanegas, Colombia.
Marcelo Rosso, Colombia. Más que por jugar un nombre individual, esta semana estamos jugando por Colombia, por un equipo, por un compañero, así que a darnos ánimo, a pasarla bien.
Emilio Domínguez, Argentina.
Rafael Echenique, Argentina. Es un orgullo representar al país. Cada vez que nos ponemos la camiseta argentina se siente diferente, más acá jugando en Buenos Aires, en Argentina, así que algo distinto.
David Chung, United States.
Will Crop, United States. Anytime you represent the United States, obviously it's a big deal.
I'm Michael Gligic from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Ryan Williams from Vancouver, British Columbia. I think it means a lot to be representing Canada. I'm pretty honored to also be representing PGA Tour Canada. It's going to be a fun event.
Sebastián McLean, Bolivia.
Jorge Salvatierra, Bolivia.
Es bonito, yo creo que mucha emoción. El cambiar el formato, pues vamos a estar jugando una modalidad de béisbol que es muy divertida.
Mi nombre es Felipe Navarro, yo soy de Brasil.
Mi nombre es Rafael Becker, yo también soy de Brasil. Es como un bonus después de jugar toda la temporada y tacada por tacada, y ahora tenemos una semana más relajada donde vamos a divertir y disfrutar.
Mauricio Ascue, México.
Roberto Díaz, México.
Es una semana que todos hemos esperado todo el año, que jugar por tu país y jugar con un amigo, ahora con Roberto. Es una ocasión muy especial.
The Bridgestone America's Golf Cup was played at Olivos Golf Club in Buenos Aires. The team event was contested in a stroke play 4-ball format, where the better score of the two team members on each hole counts as the team score. 91-year-old Argentine golfing hero Roberto De Vicenzo hit the ceremonial tee shot to the approval of his hometown fans. His countryman, Angel Cabrera, was clearly the fan favorite for the week. The two-time major champion played with his son, Federico, and earned a solid 10th place finish. In the second round, another of the 6 teams representing Argentina brought some excitement to the Buenos Aires fans. Emilio Domínguez and Rafael Echenique tied for the lead, heading into what would become a very exciting weekend.
Bueno, sí, la verdad que contento de estar ahí arriba, siempre es lo que uno busca. Faltan 2 días todavía, así que nada, tranquilos, tratamos de no desesperarnos y hoy la verdad que combinamos muy bien. En un momento que yo no estuvo Rafa, así que pudimos hacer una buena vuelta.
The Bridgestone America's Golf Cup doesn't count toward the official order of merit, but with national pride on the line, the final 2 rounds were filled with great passion. The Argentine team of Domínguez and Echenique started the day tied for the lead and played beautifully. 1 eagle and 8 birdies equaled a 61 and a share of the lead at 29 under par. Americans Robert Rohana and Daniel Mazziota started the day tied for 3rd. They made 9 birdies on the first 17 holes. After a beautiful approach shot to reach the par 5 18th hole in 2, Rohana rolled in the eagle putt for an 11 under par 60. It moved the Americans into a tie at the top.
It's so much less stress than
than a normal golf tournament. I mean, if you hit one bad shot, that's not the end of the world. I mean, you have your partner to pick you up, and if he makes a birdie, it's just a birdie for you too. So it's a momentum for both of us, and it works out well most of the time.
The final round became a head-to-head battle between the Argentines and the Americans. The early advantage went to Team Argentina, with birdies on holes 1 and 3. Then Rafael Echenique nearly made a hole-in-one on the 4th hole to give them a 2-stroke lead. The Americans started their comeback on the 9th hole, when Robert Rohana pitched up for an easy birdie. His birdie on the 11th tied the score again. On the 15th hole, Echenique had a 30-foot birdie putt to retake the lead by 1. It was all tied once again as the two teams played the final hole, a par 5. All 4 players reached the green in 2, meaning the tournament would come down to a test of pressure putting. Emilio Dominguez had the best chance for the Argentines, from 22 feet. The home fans roared for the eagle, but the title wasn't in Argentine hands yet. The Americans had 2 chances to tie. First up was Rohana, from about 18 feet. That left the Americans' fate up to Mazziota, from 15 feet. The inaugural Bridgestone America's Golf Cup belonged to Argentina. Dominguez and Echenique finished the week without a single bogey on their scorecard.
Tuvimos 2 contrincantes muy buenos y estuvimos peleando hasta el último y por suerte nos quedamos con la copa, así que feliz, yo feliz de haber compartido esta semana con Rafa. La verdad que hoy jugó muy bien Rafa y yo pude definir con un putter que la verdad se lo merecía por cómo había jugado él hoy durante el domingo.
Realmente fue un torneazo, muy contentos, nos llevamos muy bien toda la semana, no cometimos errores y eso creo que es lo primordial. Lo primero que hablamos el jueves, tratar de no hacer bogies, no hicimos bogies, terminó creo una fiesta espectacular, un torneazo.
Up next, the official pursuit of Web.com tour status returns as we move to Peru.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
And we try to navigate the sand dunes outside Lima.
Bienvenidos a Perú. Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica.
Hola, me llamo Horacio León y soy golfista chileno.
Yo soy Hugo León.
And I'm Bryan Bigley from Albany, New York.
Y esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. Nos encontramos en Santa María, a las afueras de Lima, y estamos con nuestro ilustre profesor aquí, don Lucho Mendoza, que nos va a enseñar qué hacer con un auto cuando uno está en la arena.
¿Qué tal, chicos? Bienvenidos a las dunas de Santa María. Yo soy Lucho Mendoza, piloto oficial de Toyota. Les voy a enseñar a jugar un rato con la Lexus y espero que ustedes me enseñen a jugar golf.
Espectacular. So, Bryan, you think you can manage these Peruvian dunes here or what?
I don't know, they might beat me, but I didn't get out of bed early just to sit in the passenger seat.
Beautiful, let's see it. Ahora sí, métele con todo, sin miedo.
¿Ready? ¿Quién maneja? ¿Cuentas ahí?
Vamos para allá.
Si siente que pierde tracción, levanta un poquito la mano.
I think it's not too bad, huh?
Pretty good.
I like the back seat. Let's go.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Softly, not like me.
Not like you.
Like our
Not like
Chilean
you.
driver.
Go right here?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, put the power.
Oh! Oh,
yeah. You're losing traction.
Yeah.
It's better that you put both hands
on the wheel.
Yeah.
It is my first time in the sand dune.
Yeah. Looking good, my man.
Adios!
In the lefty.
Here we are with Hugo.
5-day trips in the Peruvian desert. Taking nice and gentle.
¿Menos segunda aquí?
Sí. It was an experience. It makes golf seem a little bit easier.
Fino. Este es el hermano Fino. El pata delgada.
Esto es PGA Tour Latinoamérica.
Sí.
PGA Tour Latinoamérica returned to official competition with the Lexus Perú Open presented by Scotiabank. Los Incas Golf Club in Lima played host to the event. It is the first of only 5 official events remaining in the battle for players to finish the season among the top 5 and earn a spot on the Web.com tour. Last year, Argentina's Armando Sarlenga matched a course record with a 63. In this year's opening round, he fired a bogey-free 7-under, giving him sole possession of the lead going into Friday.
Como te dije, jugué bien el año pasado. Este año estoy pegando bien, así que con paciencia y tranquilo, esperando que las cosas salgan bien.
In the second round, Web.com Tour veteran Darren Stiles carded a bogey-free 67, highlighted by an eagle on the 8th hole. He would begin the weekend in second place, in his first career PGA Tour Latinoamérica start. Defending champion Julián Etulain proved to be a top contender once again with a little luck and skill. His 36-hole total of 10 under gave him a one-shot lead over Stiles.
Como te digo, me siento pegando bien. Creo que eso es lo importante para mí, más allá de en qué posición salga mañana. Pegando bien y con una cancha que me gusta y siento que se adapta bastante a mi juego, creo que voy a tener muy buenas posibilidades el fin de semana.
Etulain strengthened his position on Saturday. He birdied 4 of the final 8 holes, which helped extend his lead from 1 to 3 strokes heading into the final round.
Bueno, otro día la verdad que muy positivo, donde pegué muy bien, me sentí muy cómodo con el swing. El comienzo por ahí no fue el mejor, pero bueno, el cierre fue bastante bueno, así que contento con este día.
In the final round, birdies were tough to come by for the 26-year-old who had a lot on the line. Last year's event, Etulain earned his first win with a clutch par save on the final hole. Then, earlier this year, he won the Lexus Panama Classic to become the 7th player with 2 wins on PGA Tour Latinoamérica. No one had ever won 3 times or defended a title in back-to-back years. After 17 holes without anyone challenging his lead, Etulain birdied his final hole to secure the win. He finished the week at 14 under.
Sí, bueno, recién me estoy enterando, la verdad, pero contento con el trabajo que venimos haciendo con mi profesor, contento por la regularidad de los últimos torneos, contento como me siento con el swing, más allá que hoy no pegué del todo bien, así que nada, seguir trabajando de esa forma.
Etulain takes over the top spot in Los Cinco, with just 4 events remaining.
La verdad que contento, pero más que nada, feliz obviamente por estar ahí arriba, pero me gustaría estar ahí arriba después del último torneo. Estar a principio de año o a mitad de año, la verdad que obviamente que es bueno, pero si no puedo cerrar ahí arriba no va a ser lo mismo que si cerro ahí arriba.
Here are the standings at the top of the order of merit, with the top 5 earning Web.com Tour status. Robert Rohana enters Los Cinco at spot number 5. Rick Cochran III holds the 4th spot. Tyler McCumber is number 3. Marcelo Rosso drops into the number 2 position. And after his second win of the season, Argentina's Julián Etulain takes over the lead. Up next, we look at how the game of golf is growing in Peru.
Ahí no. Eso, ahí, perfecto. Muy bien.
Welcome back to Esto, es PGA Tour Latinoamérica. The San Bartolo Golf Course outside of Lima is the first public course in Peru. It's part of a Peruvian Golf Federation initiative to give everyone a chance to learn the game.
Esta es la cancha pública de la Federación Peruana de Golf, que es el proyecto que se llama Golf para Todos. El propósito de la federación es tratar de unificar un poquito el golf, llegar un poquito más allá de lo que normalmente está el golf. Queremos, se ha invitado y se invita a un buen grupo de chicos aficionados, amateurs que quieren empezar este deporte que no es tan fácil de jugar, sobre todo acá en Perú.
More than 50 local children from low-income households get free lessons. Hugo León got to meet one of the star pupils.
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas?
Andrés.
Andrés, yo soy Hugo, mucho gusto. ¿Cuántos años tienes, Andrés?
15 años.
15 años. ¿Y te gusta jugar?
Sí, me gusta jugar.
¿Hace cuánto tiempo llevas jugando?
2 años.
2 años? Qué bueno. Muy bien ahí. ¿Y 2 años jugando?
Sí.
Qué bien. Claro, con un fierro, la posición de la pelota la tienes muy bien, pero con un fierro te diría que solamente con las maderas yo iría más amplio que los hombros, pero con un fierro jamás más que eso. Mientras más lo abres, va a ser más difícil girar. Y mientras menos giras, menos velocidad de palo tienes. ¿Entiendes o no?
Gracias. Ahí no.
Eso, ahí, perfecto. Ahí. Ahí. No sé si se siente que se está moviendo. Se ve que se mueve un poquito más rápido ya. No sé si se siente, pero... Muy bien. This is one of the very few public courses in Latin America, at least on the west side of it. And it's a great initiative by the federation here that is trying to grow the game and expand it. You know, it's as you can see, it's probably very different than anything you've ever seen. But we got a couple of tracks like this in Chile too, and I think it's just such a great idea because one day it'll be a great player coming out of here, and the more the game can be expanded, you know, the more possibilities and chances for players to learn and pick up a club early in their lives. How was it for you growing up playing golf? What were you?
Well, we weren't putting on sand greens. You know, my dad's a golf course superintendent, so from the time my brother and I were 4 and 5, we were going to work with him, hanging out at the course, and you know, it just kind of grew with it. And summers we worked and played golf, and you know, it was a great childhood. But what about you, Horacio?
Well, I don't remember not playing golf, let's put it that way. My dad played, he was probably the top amateur at the moment in Chile, and then he turned pro in '94, which I was 5 years old, and Hugo was already 10, so then by the moment I started realizing what I was doing, Hugo was the top amateur in the country, my dad was a professional golfer. So for me, it's always been about golf.
It's an addicting sport, to say the least, you know?
Oh, yeah.
When we return, American David Chung is a star on the rise. He sits down to answer our 5 questions.
Tiger would invite us over for dinner, which was it was so cool.
He's checked off playing at the Masters from his bucket list. Now he's working on another goal, getting to the PGA Tour. David Chung sits down to answer 5 questions.
My dad actually was crazy about golf. Like, he's one of those guys that if you watch the infomercials on the Golf Channel, he probably bought like 9 out of 10 of those products. And I just kind of got introduced to it through him. And my grandpa always also plays, so we'd have like 3 generations of Chungs out there sometimes, and I loved it because they loved it. Those are big footsteps to fill. But what's even better than following their footsteps and kind of knowing what they did is, you know, knowing what they're like in college, knowing that there were kids, that they party, that they got in trouble too, and the process that they took is somewhere that I can go to. We played a tournament at Isleworth every year, and Tiger would invite us over for dinner, which was it was so cool, because he was very open with us, very friendly. He's a big supporter of our school, and Tom Watson also, we got to meet him a few times. So it's cool to have that like alumni base on, you know, on tour and professionally. I think it's huge. It's like a huge stepping stone, and like the one thing that I was talking about with my friend yesterday is that this tour is long. It's the longest consistent tour on the, except for the web.com and the PGA Tour. And so you really learn like where your game is at over a long stretch of time. You really learn to play consistently well, and you have to win out here to make it to the next level. I played with Anthony Kim in the practice round on Monday. I was so nervous on the first tee. I wanted to tee off in the morning before anybody like came out, but he's like, let's tee off at lunchtime. And I like pulled my drive and it hit somebody. Because I've never played, they're standing on the side of the fairway. I hit somebody, it's loud, everybody goes, oh. And then so I just want to leave. I want to leave the tee box, I'm really embarrassed. And he throws a ball at me, he goes, all right, everybody, let's see if you can hit somebody on the right side now. And I couldn't move. Like I couldn't take the club back. And my swing was like this far, so I hit in the fairway and I like ran down the tee box. But it was such a cool experience. I'm everything. I can sit in front of a TV until my eyes start bleeding. Like I will sit there, probably after this round, I'm gonna sit on the bed for like 5 hours and watch TV. Try to find an English channel though.
So Bryan, what do you think of this little trip around outside Lima?
I mean, it's obviously beautiful, the ocean's behind us, but I think I'm gonna stick to driving on pavement.
I hear you, man, me too. ¿Y Lorita? ¿Qué onda?
Estuvo buenísimo. Lo pasé muy bien manejando acá con Lucho, tremenda aventura, y creo que voy a meterlo en mi día a día porque menos policía acá en las dunas que en la calle.